Elon Musk said, "When I was in college, I wanted to be involved in things that would change the world." And I think almost all youngsters feel the same way. The only problem is not all of them know how to. Hence, we find many of them getting involved in TikTok challenges that do make a difference in the world, that do change the world, just not in a good way. All of us can attest to the fact that we have fallen for peer pressure one way or another. For some, it led to academic failure, for others to addiction, for others to unwanted pregnancies, abuse, and years of regret. In most recent years, peer pressure has been leading to chaos in the malls of South Africa. In June of 2022, it happened in Monte Casino, and in March of 2023, it has happened at Mall of Africa. If you are one of the teenagers who was invited to join this chaos but refused, and today you're being mocked about it, please don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity, according to 1 Timothy 4, verse 12. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me make it clear. There's been a group of teenagers identifying as Luh Twizzy, and what they do is they communicate via TikTok and agree to meet at a particular mall, and in their numbers, like thousands of them, they meet there, wreak havoc, and leave as if nothing even happened. They do this dressed in black with skeletal printouts inspired by the rapper Yeat. You may be watching and thinking to yourself, how silly and pointless is that? I'm thinking along the lines of how dangerous and powerful is that? Like, if these young people can come up with such an idea, execute it without the influence of their parents, their teachers, or elders, can you imagine how powerful these people actually are? And for me, it's a thing of how incredible would it be if they use this power to create a different kind of TikTok challenge? How about a challenge of, hey guys, let's meet up and brainstorm some ideas to solve this load shedding, this drug addiction and usage, and the many crises that our country is facing? How about coming up with a challenge of saying, guys, let's meet and clean up the streets. Let's meet and donate some things. Let's come together. You bring this, you bring shoes, I bring this, and and then we go to a charity and we donate things to them. Or how about a challenge of let's all cook, meet up with the food, and give the food to the homeless? Can you imagine the world change and impact that would result if they would just channel this power and influence in the correct way? You who are young, make the most of your youth. Relish your youthful vigor. Follow the impulses of your heart. If something looks good to you, pursue it. But know also that not just anything goes. You have to answer to God for every lost bit of it. And that is Ecclesiastes 11 verse 9. Whether we want to acknowledge it or not, we are all like Elon Musk deep down. We have the desire to be involved in things that will change the world. The problem is, not all of us know how to use this desire or to channel this desire in the correct way. Hence, we find people like the Luh Twizzy group who engage in unwholesome things to try to be involved in something that will make a difference in the world, So I propose two things. Firstly, let's acknowledge the desire that we have to be world changers. And secondly, that we encourage our youngsters to direct this desire towards positive change and impact. As parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and just members of society, it is our responsibility to urge the youngsters to be self-controlled, according to Titus 2 verse 6. Luh Twizzy kind of sounds cool. It can be cool. It can be cool. And that is the point of this very video. Anyway, Luh Twizzy, like many other TikTok challenges, is inspired by mob psychology. It is inspired by peer pressure. Now, why don't we adopt constructive peer pressure? Why don't we become a constructive mob? Why don't we create constructive TikTok challenges? It's TikTok. It is a vessel, it is a tool, it is an instrument in our hands, in your hand and my hand, in the hand of your child and my child. And it is our responsibility to decide how we make use of the tool at our disposal. And to young people watching, you absolutely cannot exclude yourself from this responsibility simply because you are young. You cannot. The Word of God tells us in Proverbs 20 verse 11 that even a child makes himself known by his acts, by whether his conduct is pure and upright. So it tells us that by your conduct, it is known what you are. You can't just say, poor old me or poor young me. I'm so young, I cannot take responsibility. Absolutely not. Your conduct determines how we receive and perceive you. So please, with that understanding, flee youthful passions and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace, along with those who call on the Lord from a pure heart. Have nothing to do with foolish, ignorant controversies, because you know that they breed quarrels, as instructed by 2 Timothy 2 verse 22 to 26. And finally, remember now your Creator in the days of your youth, before the difficult days come, after the years draw near when you say, I have no pleasure in them. This we have been advised to do by the wise King Solomon in Ecclesiastes 12 verse 1. If you don't know me yet, I'm Moagi, here to encourage, educate, and entertain. For more on how to raise or even be a teenager that changes the world for the better, check out the video on your screen by Joey Dlamini, an author to an excellent teenage book. I actually recommend that book. Till next time, bye for now.